Hi, Sunny here. This is the beginning to a song called Run For Your Life by Loudness from the Thunder in the East album. Really cool beginning intro right here. It's all in B minor arpeggio with just a bunch of notes in the scale. It's kind of cool how they play it together. So let's just kind of go over the intro in this video. The first part is just two notes, actually three notes. Is the second and third fret of a low E string, and the third fret of a A string. You go like this. So you alternate between the low E3 and an A3, and then low E2 and A3. That's all. And after you play that, the next part is in the scale of B minor. I'm starting in the B minor position right here on the 7th fret. All right. Fingering is very important on playing this part. So I'll make sure I show you how I play using my fingers. And the certain parts that you can use your pinky, or you can use fingers differently. If you want. And another thing too, when you play this, make sure you mute the string and get that sound here. All right. So you gotta mute the string so you deaden it. All right. So the first part goes like this. 7 on the low E7 and an A9 G9. I'm sorry, A9 D9. That's basically a B chord. Alright, and then you play 7th fret with your index finger on the G string, and then slide down the 6th fret. Not really slide, but you play the 6th fret on the G string with your index finger. And you play the 7th fret of your D string with your middle finger, and then 9th fret on the A string with your pinky, and I play the 7th fret on the A string with my index finger. All right, so far with this. So 7th fret on the low E, ring finger on the 9 on the A, pinky on the 9th fret on the D, index finger on the 7th and 6th fret on the G, 7th fret on the D with your middle finger, 9th fret on the A with your pinky, 7th fret on the A with your index finger. So that's the first part. Second part, you gotta slide your hand down, and you play 5th and 4th fret on the A string with your middle finger and index finger, and then play the 5th fret on the 3rd fret with your ring finger and the index finger on the low E string. Okay, so far we have this. And you pause after you hit on the 3rd fret on the low E, and I play the 5th fret on the A and D string with my ring finger, and then I play, and instead of using my middle finger, I use my index finger. Play the 4th fret on the G string. That way I get a little vibrato. It's just easy with my index finger. Another thing you can do like a chord position. You play the ring finger and the pinky on the 5th fret, and you play the 4th fret on the G string with your middle finger. That worked too. Whatever works for you, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I feel like it's better for me to use my ring finger on the 5th fret with the D and A and D, and then play the 4th fret on the G string with my index finger. And then you back to play the 5th fret on the D and 5th fret on the A, and the 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the A, 3rd and 2nd fret on the low E string. Alright, so far we have this. Start from the beginning. Go a little closer. Next part, you play the 4th fret on the D string, slide up to 5th fret, and then you play the 4th fret again on the D string with your index finger, and then I'll play the 7th fret on the A string with my pinky, and the 5th fret with my middle finger on the A string, and play the 4th fret again on the D string with my index finger, and the 7th and 5th fret on the A string again with my pinky and my middle finger. Alright, so that's pretty much a whole lick. So let me play it from the beginning slowly. Actually, when I slide up from the 4th fret to 5th fret on the D string, I actually use my ring finger, and I switch my index finger and play the 4th fret. So yeah, ring finger, index finger, pinky, middle finger, index finger, pinky, middle finger. Right. So the whole thing you play fast goes like this. Actually, I'm gonna play just a little bit faster. So. So that's the lick, the intro, and then once the verse starts the singing, the chords he plays is a B minor chord, A6, and a C major 7 with E at the bottom. So it goes like this. Oh, I'm sorry. So that's the repeat itself. Alright, so the first is a B minor chord with the 2nd position. So it's A2, D4, G4, B3, and high E2, B chord. So I'll start from the A note, A on the 2nd fret, A2, D4, and then you jump to B3, G4, E2, B3. Alright, play a little faster. So it's just B minor chord, you don't move your hand, you just pick it. Alright, and then you play the A6. Basically you put your index finger all the way across from your D string all the way down to high E string on the 2nd fret. But we play the open A string first. And you play D2, B2, G2, E2, B2. Alright, again. So far we have this. Alright. Okay, now we go to a C major 7th with the E bass note. The C major 7 is basically a A3, D5, G4, B5, and E3. All right, that's a C major 7. But we're not gonna play the C note. Forget about the index finger on this A3. Don't play that note at all. And you play the open E string instead, low E. And then you play D5, B5, G4, E3, B5. Again, you play low E. And this time you play G4, B5, G4, E3. Alright, so that's the second part. Alright, put it together, sounds like this. I'm sorry, B minor, A6, and C major 7, B minor, alright, and at one point he goes, and he does on A chord 3 times. And then he does it, and then Loudness goes, Akira Takasaki goes right here. That's all power chords. A is E, F sharp power chord, G, A at the 5th fret position, G, F sharp, E, F sharp again, and so on, G. Just 2 notes power chord. He does it 3 times. And they play the 5/4 on the A string, and then play the 5th fret on the low E string. And then he plays this. Basically is a D5, G4, and B3. Same position, you move down half step to D4, G3, B2. So and then he plays the arpeggio. That right there is in the chorus, and that's basically is a G position. G, D5, G4, index finger on the B3 and high E3. So alright. And the same shape, move up to A and move up to D minor. At the D minor position, you play in the D9, and your index finger is on the 7th fret, your G, B, and E together. And then while your index finger on there, you put your pinky on the 9th fret on the high E string. And then you lift it back up again, you play the index finger on the 7th fret, E, B, and G. So something like that. Alright, so that's pretty much the whole song. Hopefully that you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.